Welcome to California CEO. Another business spotlight takes us on location to Jack in the Box in Temecula, but not just any Jack in the Box. It is a Jack in the Box that is owned and operated by Mr. David Beshay and Beshay Enterprises. And he's our featured guest today. David Beshay, welcome. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for letting us come on by and chat with you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Let's talk to you a little bit today about Beshay Enterprises. You are in the city of Murrieta where you're building a brand new complex, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that in a while. But first of all, let's talk about what you do. You're in the restaurant business, and we were speaking with your operations manager, vice president, Lucy, a short time ago. She said about 200 locations. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, we own about 200 Jack in the Box restaurants throughout the country, and several Denny's locations and corner bakery cafes.
Now let's stop right there for a second. What made you select these particular brands? Because many people are familiar with at least 2 out of 3. Corner Bakery is a little bit newer, not quite as many locations, but why did you pick those 3 brands?
So I've been with Jack in the Box for 25 years. Started out as a restaurant manager and continued to work my way up the ladder until my last position with the company as a regional franchise director. I was in charge of Southern California, several restaurants, and I really loved this brand. I loved what it stands for, loved the quality of products that it represents, and the people that I worked with. So I started franchising back in 2006, started out with 5 restaurants, and now I own and operate about 180 Jack in the Box restaurants throughout the country, 33 Denny's locations, and 5 corner bakery cafes. So you ask why I love Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box really is one of the best fast food brands in the United States. We are concentrated in the western part of the United States, so a lot of people in the east may not know about us, but we're very popular here in the west, particularly in California, where the brand has about 900 restaurants. Great quality food, great people, and really one of the best brands that you could associate yourself with. That's why I love Jack in the Box.
Now, you could have associated with any other brand, but obviously you've got a background with Jack in the Box, and so that kind of made it easy for you. But working as a franchise business owner, as opposed to owning your own private, independent, privately held business, what's the big advantage for going into a franchise-related business?
So obviously, when you're looking for a franchise, you're looking for a profitable franchise. But in my case, I want a franchise that I am also proud of, something that I am able to pass on to my children and grandchildren. So as far as Jack in the Box concerned, of course, I've been in the brand for a long time, so I know the procedures, I know the people, I know the location, I know what makes a Jack in the Box successful. But it's also because how profitable the brand is, how you're able to grow the brand, how you're able to open opportunities for people to grow within the brand. So it is something that you really need to work at as far as selecting the brand that you franchise. Many people just want to own their own business. They want to franchise, so they buy into any franchise. You have to really work very hard and do due diligence as far as what brand you're going to be associated with. In this case, Jack in the Box. It's a very profitable brand. It's a brand that I can grow with. It's a brand that I can open locations with. It's a brand that represents high quality food, high quality ingredients. It's something that I'm proud to own.
So Dave, you're talking about 200 locations. You're talking about a lot of people. What do you look for in the personnel, in the people, in the characters of the folks that you hire and bring on to run your restaurants at Beshay Enterprises?
You hit it right on the head. You know, you can't manage that many restaurants without having some amazing people working for you. So you start out with the quality of the individual, the experience in the business, but also the passion for the brand. They have to love what they're doing. If they don't love the brand that they represent, if they don't love the food, if they don't love the service industry. So there's so many things that you can teach as a business owner. You can teach how procedures work. You can teach how restaurants run. You can teach how to manage food cost or labor, but you can't teach somebody to love other people. You can't teach other employees to love the service industry. So they have to come in with that passion for service. service for others, whether it's customers or employees, the ability to work with people, the ability to make somebody's day better, the ability to motivate employees. We look for people who are very, very passionate about service in general.
David, your brand is kind of a brand of brands. We talked about Jack in the Box and Denny's and Corner Bakery. But you essentially, by kind of acquiring these properties and these businesses to run that you have your own, really your own brand now, and that's going to be represented very soon by a brand new office complex that you're building in the city of Murrieta. Let's talk about your brand. What do you want that brand, Beshay Enterprises, to say about you, and what does that represent to you and in the minds of others that you do business with?
So it's a very good question you ask, even though we're in 3 different brands. But the philosophy of running a business really doesn't change. And in my case, it's about people. I call it the service profit chain. You hire great people, you train them well, you create an environment for them that they're excited about working there, they're motivated about being there, and they treat each other with respect, they treat the guest with respect, and you treat them like you want to be treated. In return, this motivated employee is going to provide great service. The customer will keep coming back, profitability goes up, and therefore you're able to pass that profitability back to the employees. It's a service profit chain, but it all starts with a great employee. How you hire them, how you train them, how you create an environment for them that they're motivated and happy to be there.
So it sounds to me like that could be probably one key to your success. Other keys, they could be tangibles or intangibles. What would you say?
Really, it's when you're talking about the food business, you're talking about a people-driven business. Because, of course, different brands carry different food. But the quality of the food, the quality of the ingredients, and the service model that you provide that food with is so critical. So the people behind the counter, how passionate they are about the food that they're serving, how passionate about being there to serve the guests. That is very, very critical in any brand that you run, particularly at Jack in the Box, where we're the second largest fast food business in the western United States, if not the all United States. Denny's, which is the #1 family dining business in the United States. And Corner Bakery Cafe, which belongs to a fast casual concept that is growing in the United States. And it really, next to Panera Bread, is probably one of the fastest, one of the most innovative in the fast casual category. So we like to associate ourselves with brands that we're so proud of, our people could be proud of serving the food, and proud of really the environment that they work in.
Now, I know Murrieta because I live in the Inland Empire. I live in inland Southern California. You're in the city of Murrieta. That's the home base for you. Let's talk about why that is. I mean, Murrieta is it's kind of a sleepy bedroom kind of a town. It's very comfortable. It's a beautiful place. But why have your corporate center there? Why was that important for you to set up in Murrieta?
I love Murrieta. I've been here since 2000. I moved my family out here from Brea. I love the school system. I love the neighbors, the environment here in Murrieta. It's a very friendly city. But for me to locate my headquarters here, the fact that I am able to access high quality employees, highly educated employees. Also, the cost of living is very reasonable here in Murrieta. So I am able to develop a headquarters at a reasonable cost. So all of the indicators really say that Murrieta is a wonderful place to do business. It's a wonderful place to acquire employees, wonderful environment to acquire talent, and really continue to grow in a growing city like Murrieta and Temecula.
And of course, Murrieta is just a short drive from where we are up the 15 freeway. We're in Jack in the Box, located here in Temecula, near Old Town, near the Old Town area. Beautiful facility, and so you've done a great job with this place. The city of Murrieta, as far as being one that is welcoming of business, what were they able to do for you in helping you get set up there?
The city of Murrieta has been very, very welcoming. From the time that we applied for the application to the time that they help us to build restaurants, and right now through the process of building my headquarters. Very, very welcoming cities. I do business throughout the country in 8 different states. I deal with different municipalities and cities, and some cities are really difficult to deal with as far as the processes and systems and delays and fees. Murrieta is a city that welcomes opportunities, welcome growth, welcome businesses. I chose the city of Murrieta to build my headquarters primarily because of the reasons I told you earlier, but it's also because a city that I know the people there. They can move the process along, and they're very, very pro-business and pro-growth.
From what we know of the city of Murrieta, and we've talked with them many, many times in the past, they're very progressive, and they're very aggressive in terms of going out and getting business and bringing them in and welcoming them, just like you talked about. What was it about Bruce Coleman, the Economic Development Director, and his team that really attracted you to them and kind of drew you in and your company in, really to kind of cement that interest that you had in bringing your company to Murrieta?
I couldn't have said it any better than what you just said. The city of Murrieta has some of the most amazing people anywhere in a city in the United States. But Bruce in particular, I love this guy. He's really represents what the best of Murrieta has to offer. So as soon as I put my application in for the development of my headquarters, Bruce reached out to me. We set up a meeting. He actually took me throughout the city of Murrieta and showed me all the development that is coming up, what's happening in the city of Murrieta, what is the future of the city of Murrieta holds. He is really the epitome of growth and development, and a person that really loves Murrieta and loves to see Murrieta growth. And he really was a big part of my decision to move my headquarters to Murrieta.
Let's talk a little bit about your new building that you have coming up. I know that's something you're really excited about and you're very proud of. We're still a little bit, a few months away from that as we're filming this interview right now. Talk to us about that building and why you're looking forward to it.
So we're building a 20,000 square feet office building to be our headquarters here in Murrieta. And it's going to be a beautiful facility. It's going to house all of our employees. It's going to basically run all of the enterprises throughout the 8 states that we do business. And it's going to be a wonderful facility yards away from City Hall, as a matter of fact, in Murrieta.
So by the time everything is said and done and your office is operational, how many jobs do you think that new building is going to bring to the area?
In addition to the jobs that we already create with all the Jack in the Box restaurants, the corner bakery, cafes, and Denny's, the headquarters alone, we're going to be adding another 20 positions in the headquarters that would house our office staff, our accounts payable, our IT infrastructure, and house our servers and what have you. So about 20 additional employees in addition to what we already have.
And that's just for now. Who knows what the future might bring in store, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously you've got your eyes on future success. What about the future? What's your vision for the future in terms of your company and how far you can grow? What would you like to see?
So we like to continue to develop restaurants throughout the states that we do business and with the 3 brands that we own. So we look for opportunities to continue to build restaurants, but we also look for opportunities to acquire existing businesses. So we recently closed escrow on a transaction in the state of New York and the state of Arizona, 24 Denny's locations. So we're constantly looking for opportunities to acquire quality locations and build quality, profitable locations.
Last question. If you are kind of on an elevator and you're going up to the 50th floor of a high-rise and maybe you're visiting New York City, Chicago, wherever you might be, and you've got just that amount of time to talk to somebody who is interested in working out west, Southern California, what would you tell them? I mean, as far as where you would recommend that they do business, anything at all that you could give, any kind of parting wisdom, elevator speech, your takes, final takes.
Absolutely. Look, when you look at the landscape in the United States and where people are doing business, and when you look at California in particular, South Riverside County is really the last spot in California where you can still acquire land at a very reasonable price. You're still able to have access to great people, great talent. We're an hour away from Los Angeles, 45 minutes away from San Diego, 30 minutes away from Riverside. It is a wonderful place to really do business that still has the ability to acquire land at a reasonable price. It's really the last spot in California where land is still available, right? So if I could give an advice to any business out there that is looking to grow in the western part of the United States, Murrieta, Temecula, the South Riverside County in particular, but Murrieta really is a wonderful place to do business.
And David Beshay, CEO and founder of Beshay Enterprises, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That's David Beshay, and we thank him so much for his participation. To view this story again online or any of the other business spotlights in our series, just make sure you check us out on CaliforniaCEO.net. For California CEO, my name is Jeff Allen.